Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for more episode 2 treasure hunting continuation stuff. Today we have so far done Kakushigoto and Tower of God, and both of them ended up being shockingly long discussions. I mean, maybe not shockingly. I kind of expected to discuss a little bit about both, but both ended up being like almost an hour, which is a lot. And now it's getting fucking late, so I think I've only got one more show in me for today. And so I looked at the list of things that are there, and the ones that are currently out yet, and 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 this is going to come as a shock because it shocks me, but of all of them, because of what I've heard about this episode, the thing that I want to watch right now, above Arte, above Yesterday, above Gleipnir, is the insanity, the utter ridiculousness of Dino. Episode 1 of Dino was something different. I think that's fair to say. And I didn't know what to think about it. But some people have been speculating about what the intent behind this whole weird fucking thing is. And I kind of agree with some of their interpretations. We'll have to see how the reading that I've kind of come around to, that this is like intentionally satirizing certain types of anime and the sort of cookie cutter way that characters are expected to act, as well as sort of satirizing the fetishization of certain cultural groups, specifically in this case gals, and then making a commentary about the gendered nature of such groups by showing that not only can the actual actions that they take within the course of the show be repeated and just as sensical with a salaryman in 3D with a fucking guy in a dino suit next to him, but the gender of the character doesn't really matter, the age of the character doesn't really matter, the fact that they're a gyaru doesn't really matter, it's just something to put on the box and to style the character after in order to allow the audience to make a connection with something that they already understand, which is common in media to try to ensure that you follow. It's like following best practices almost, but that you follow or fall into a category that people will recognize and be able to say, well, I like this thing and this thing is like that thing, so I'll watch that thing and enjoy it. So there are some interesting concepts at play here. How much of it is really intentional? I don't know. Probably a lot. But it's fucking weird. Now, what I've heard is that episode 2 is much better, although it's also very strange. Okay, sure. Let's see for ourselves, I guess, and find out. Pains me to say this, but we're about to embark on Dino episode 2. Hopefully there will be more air horns, I guess. I've got episode 2 of Dino up and ready to go. It's the horrible subs version, because what else is there? It's at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description, and there will be a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you would, for some reason, like to sync up your own copy of this episode because you desperately need to see it in glorious 1080p, you can totally sync that up with the timer-based version. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down to 0 will be coming at you now. Here we go. I feel my soul dying. Hit me with what you got, gal. And Dino. I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. Okay, we're starting with this. It's a pretty fun OP. Or it was last time. Is this the same? I don't remember. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's so weird. And it's again that sort of fetishization of the gyaru culture, I think. And also like media in I don't know. This is way above my power level. I don't understand this show. My friend is coming over. Okay. Playing phone games? No. I smile or what? What am I supposed to? What? He's a little guy. I think it's a matter of perspective. Ramen? I guess. That weird moment where the show within a show is actually like higher quality than the show? Okay. So you literally have no information about the suspect. Could be an insider or an outsider. All right, the sun's going down. They're just getting invested in it. I mean, narratively, it works. Why are we getting a credits roll? It's 5 minutes into the episode. Why are we getting a credits roll? It's 5 minutes into the episode. What is happening? Oh my god, it's one of these again. Fuck the tea. That's the whole joke, isn't it? That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Oh. Oh, top left. I ran into your ex. Nothing. And it's happy about that. Ah. I ran into your ex. Is he coming over? Because we saw him playing cards. Oh, a little stool for him. Same guy as in the picture. Brought her a little gift of some kind, trying to make amends of some kind. How about a dinosaur? How about that? Not quite. And they're playing Old Maid. Boom. Oh, they're playing Concentration. How was I supposed to know I wasn't supposed to? You got pictures of him, and you're smiling and happy and stuff. Quedó. Oh, we want to finish our game. Aww. Well, what are you gonna do? Not again. Oh, he's gonna let him win. Oh, he's not gonna let him win. He's just playing with him. Alright, that's the first one that's actually had a good punchline that really got there. Okay. We did it. We did it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what we're here for. This is the good stuff. Maybe. Alright, are we gonna repeat? This is the same as the first one. Huh? Okay, so it's a refilming of the exact same scene. My friend is coming. Nope. No, this is all still episode 1 stuff. What? What are you doing, show? Gotta brush my hair? Nope. That's Shota Oi, right? He can't see him? Huh? The lightsaber sounds again. That's him. In the back there. There he is. What the fuck is that photo? There are non-Japanese people in this photo. What? Yay. Eh. What? Okay, so neighbor is still coming with the soup. But something's different. The blackout happened. And now it's back. That was a little much. Dino, you can't just put an air horn on a random scene and make it funny, he says as he laughs at the stupid thing. It. Okay, we're back to stomachache again. But seemingly for a different reason. Tell me that's a life note. (2019) 12/25. Okay, that would be Christmas Day on 2019. If they meet, he dies of a stomachache? Oh, hi. Yeah, she did. She's acting a completely different. Okay, what will change now that Dino isn't here? Is he still going to die of a stomachache? Was this all for naught? Oh no. We got it wrong. The Dino was not the problem. Huh? Huh? You may not break the fourth wall like that. What the fuck? Um. Is this our main Garu now? She is pretty cute. Find the page. Music's getting ominous. Bruh. Always. I cannot look away. This is so strange. My brain's trying to fit it into making narrative sense, just like as an instinctive thing. And I'm like in my head literally having to battle against that because I don't think it's meant to make narrative sense. I really like the CD. What? I feel like a middle schooler reading Kafka. Where like everybody tells you this is important and it makes sense and it's really good and it's a foundational thing for both like psychology and literature. You gotta read the Metamorphosis. But it's fucking weird and it's actually absurdist and it doesn't make any sense. That's what I feel like. I feel like this is to my level of understanding of what's going on as Kafka's Metamorphosis is to a fucking 6th grader. Okay. I thought the first half of this episode was weaker than the first episode, but maybe that's just because we no longer have the element of pure shock value to turn the first half of this episode into just like a fest. We kind of know that we're getting into the ridiculous here, and that's what we should be expecting. And we do it. We sure do. But it just continues dragging. Okay, so what is Partners? Aibo is a Japanese television series that first aired on TV Asahi on June 3rd, 2000. It has been adapted into 6 films. Cool. So it's kind of like Tokyo Detective Duo Dewey with 18 seasons continuing to run. There have been, I think, multiple people playing different characters, I think, but I'm not sure. And then she mentions a specific name when they're watching it. After their, yeah, Yuta Kazetani. I don't see him. Yuta Kazetani. I find nothing. Okay. I believe this is not a real person. Or it's some kind of in-joke that I don't get. Sure. Okay, and then the on-screen world that's occurring, like, film within film is usually interesting when there's a falsified thing being portrayed, but here they're portraying a real thing, a real drama that really exists, that given its runtime, probably any Japanese citizen, given that it's airing on a major network, would know what Partners is like that and immediately recognize it. Which is weird, because this world is so dramatically unreal, and yet so absurdly grounded. And I mean absurdly grounded. Like, the groundedness of this show is absurdist, because it's ridiculous things happening. There's a fucking sentient dinosaur that eats ramen and watches TV. But they're happening in a believable person's believable apartment, and things are normal. There are friends that come over, there are relationship difficulties. Instagram's a thing. They sit around taking stupid Instagram pictures on their bed for a while and then get sucked into watching a television show. The excitement in this falsified world that we see is playing cards like normal and watching TV. It's fucking boring. And the fact that the dinosaur is here doesn't change that. Normally in most animanga, like, normal character doing normal thing meets extraterrestrial being or gains power or insert plot element here, and everything changes and suddenly they're off on an adventure because we don't care about watching other people do the same things that we do every day. I don't give a shit about watching a random character wake up in the morning and brush their teeth and comb their hair and watch TV and be bored. I'm watching anime to escape from my own boring life, right? Most of us probably are to some extent. So the fact that it's so grounded while being so absurd strikes me as intentional and very strange. And then the fact that a real-world television drama occurs in the background of this episode, and we see screens of it, it's animated there in the background. Like, there's light flashing off of the characters' faces. They've created an animation loop for this, at least. And then made this, which is sort of caricature-y, but still relatively good-looking, and has crisp line work that's very high quality. As though it's realer than the events that we're actually seeing in the world. The screen is where the real stuff is actually happening. That is very strange. That is very strange. And then they're also either jabbing at the drama that's occurring, because we overhear lines from it, and they're all ridiculous. They're trying to narrow down a suspect, and we immediately clue into what this conversation is because it's such a common one. But they go, it could be an insider, or it could be an outsider. It's probably a man, but we can't rule out that it could be a woman. They're either in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. It's just, like, the broadest statements, which is ridiculous. Is that making fun of the drama? Is that making a statement about the ridiculousness of television writing? Seems to be, given that there's no story really in this portion of the show. It just happens. It just keeps occurring. It's entirely and then storytelling, as opposed to causal link storytelling, where, like, thing happens, and because that thing happened, this thing happens, and because that thing happened, this thing happens. Instead, Gal wakes up and there's a dino there, and then they eat, and then she brushes her hair, and then her friend is coming over, and then they watch a drama together, and then it gets dark, and then it's over, and then boyfriend is there. Like, it's just and then. And that means there's no narrative flow. Anything we gain from it is from the rest of it. What the fuck? Okay, and then we credit roll on screen, and then credit roll on screen. Why? In episode 1, did we credit roll before the first 3-minute, like, gag joke thing? I don't remember. Okay, so we get our first Dino channel, and it's awful. It's awful. How long are these, actually? Say, start of Dino channel, 5:28. End of Dino channel 653, so they're like a minute and a half. Okay, they're not 3 minutes. There are 3 minutes of them total because there are 2 of them. There's the find the dinosaur thing. Oh my god, this is so nonsensical. It's a hell of a face from her. And a really weird angle. What does the dinosaur do all day? Fucking nothing. Alright, and then we meet Boya. Boya brought a gift. She realizes it into Old Maid. We can just sort of move past this. Because it's not... It's... Nothing fucking happens. Characters don't change or learn anything or grow or actually make anything, do anything that carries over into the next episodes. It's like a sketch comedy, but it's not funny. It's fucking weird. Okay, so we open on Planner. Guy wakes up. We start repeating the events of today, and then we discover eventually that we seem to be repeating the events of today because we seem to be in some form of a time loop. Seemingly caused by, I think it's Shota Aoi. Let me Google him. Who apparently appeared throughout Pop Team Epic and is apparently some kind of crossover thing. Yeah, that's him. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Himself in episodes 12 and 14. Okay. And now he is some kind of character thing from the past, because we see that photo where he's in the distant background and it's made up to be like a creepy from the past photo. And he has the ability to time travel? And or change the future, which seems to be a thinly veiled Death Note reference and or gag or something. I don't know. And he just appears, tells the dino it's not his fault, which is then later expanded to, but I can't let you meet each other. And he is seemingly attempting to save this guy's life because he's seemingly going to die from choking on that soup. And he seems to think that the dino is the reason for that. And so, again, we're trying to fit this into narrative sense when it doesn't make any. So he appears via green screen and mist a few times. He is visible to the dino. He has a notebook for a schedule that allows him to change time. And the neighbor keeps bringing by the soup. Aha. The first time she brings by the soup, she's like way over bubbly. Like a lot. She's really pushy about it. Okay, and then they eat, and then he gets a stomachache, and then we warp. And Shotoi just sort of freaks out fabulously over there. Pulls the not Death Note, does the extremely overdramatic moment before writing in it, and it kind of is a gag. And he's apparently written that one date in that notebook a million times, so he's returned to this moment a billion times, returns to it once more. They cross paths, sort of have this moment of like, is that somebody I know? And then choose to ignore it and just keep walking. Which Shota Oi, watching from on high via binoculars in his space mist world, believes is enough to save the dude. But I can't let you meet him. And so he is continuing his life, but the real problem is that there's another time warping person who seems hell-bent on actually murdering this person for reasons. Just sort of walks into his house and hands him the stuff, and he eats it, and he starts to die. And Shoto is like, well, my job here is done. Oh, fuck, it's not. And then we do something really kind of excellent as she comes in and then slowly reveals herself. You sure are in a rough spot. And then she looks right into the camera. And this is great because we're in the viewpoint, the only conscious character here, we're in the viewpoint of Shota Oi, who believes he cannot be seen by anybody. So breaking the fourth wall here is always unnerving to the audience, and doing it in this particular situation is kind of a stroke of genius, because it would be fucking unnerving to him. He doesn't expect to be seen. It's pretty great. And it turns into, I guess, a villain reveal as she pulls out a squeaky rubber ducky, the same one that Shota Oi had thrown away inside his mist realm. And then tells him he's boned. What? How can you see me? She pulls out another book, and he says, no, there's another. At which point we jump forward 10 days to April 4th, which, is that the original air date? Where are you, Gal and Dino? Where are you? No, it aired on April 5th. But I think it aired at 1 a.m. on April 5th. Okay. Sure. It's close regardless. So we open again. It's a different room, I think? And our Gyaru is now a different person. I mean, is a person. Is also not a middle-aged man. Gets the notebook. Dino seems to be attempting to, like, show her something. Ignores it, throws it away, and off we go to get food. What did I just watch? And why couldn't I peel my eyes away from it? This is by far the strangest show I may have ever seen. I don't know if I like it. I'm just intrigued, I think is the word. I'm just intrigued. Not necessarily interested, intrigued. It's different. Okay, we're just gonna wrap here. Cause I don't know, man. Me Tiabu, this gal and Dino. I hope you liked it, or had weird with it, I guess. Maybe I'll watch another. I don't know. This was strange. It's just gonna keep getting weirder, isn't it? Maybe I'll see you next week for more. Peace.